My pranams to all Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. I welcome all of you for today's session of Brahma Sutra. Let us offer prayers first. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. My pranams to all Atma Jyotis, divine light of the self. Welcome all of you for today's session of Brahma Sutra. Yesterday, in the last class Brahma Sutra, we analyzed the dream state. Today, we are going to look at the deep sleep state, which is a very important state for all of us. So deep sleep state is being analyzed in Brahma Sutra today. What is the importance of deep sleep state? Everybody loves deep sleep state. Everybody, all living beings, all animals, everybody wants to go to deep sleep state sometime or other. That gives relaxation. Deep sleep is blissful. So if you love, what is the experience, one experience which you love most? Deep sleep. All of us love deep sleep. Is there somebody who doesn't love deep sleep? Somebody says, I love this food, I love this, I drink this, I have this habit. Somebody is alcoholic because when he drinks alcohol, he forgets himself. Somebody is engaged in a hobby because he forgets himself. So forgetting ourselves seems to be most enjoyable thing for anybody. It may be looking at a movie, it may be looking at a match, or it may be a alcoholism or smoking, whatever that. We want to lose ourselves, miss ourselves. We want to forget ourselves in the process. So that means what we love most is forgetting ourselves. And the deep sleep is complete forgetfulness of ourselves. It's blissful. So when we say ourselves, the self of body, mind, and intellect, which is our limited self, we want to experience the unlimited self. When we forget our limited self, we can experience the unlimited self. That is deep sleep. So let us take the deep sleep analysis today. This Adhikarana, the Adhikarana today is called Tadbhava Adhikaranam. Soul in deep sleep state, Sutra number 325 to 327. It's a very important sutra. So as I told earlier, Brahma Sutra has 4 chapters. Chapter 4 is about mukti, liberation. Chapter 3 is about sadhana, spiritual practice. Now we are come to complete section 1 of chapter 3, where we have understood the journey of soul after death. It is told to get us a feeling of importance of human life, how to use the human life properly for Atma Dhyana. That's why section 1 is there. Section 2 is how to realize your true nature. How you can realize your essential nature through Atma Dhyana. by understanding Tattvamasi, that the word is the section 2. Section 3 and 4 are upasanas which can help in understanding Atmadnana, purification process, preparatory purification process. So, what are we trying to learn? We are learning Tattvamasi, you are that. Now, Tat means Brahman. Tam means you. You are Brahman. This is the teaching. When you say you, that's a confusion. How can I be Brahman? Brahman means infinity. How can I be Brahman? Okay. So that clarity is brought through various discussions in Vedanta. How you are Brahman. When you say you are a combination of Jiva plus Atma, Jivatma. Jiva means consciousness identified with the body and mind. Atma means pure awareness. So understand that I am Jivatma, I am Atma. As Atma, I am Brahman. Atma is the Sakshi, the witness. I am Brahman. That understanding is required. Brahman means infinite self, self of the universe. So what happens to us? Atma is same for Gnani and Adnani. Whereas the ego is the one which identifies with the intellect and mind. In ignorant person, I identify myself with the body and mind. In a Gnani, the identification is the Atma. Tam means Atma, not the body and mind. Not the body and mind is Anatma. You identify the higher self. Higher self is the Atma. So then, if you identify and live your life according to that, you realize you are the Atma is Brahman. So this is the teaching. So when you say Tam means, you have to understand not the Jiva identified consciousness, but Atma, which is eliminated identified consciousness, Sakshi. When you say Brahman, you have to understand that Brahman is the world, which is appearance. The existence aspect of Brahman world is Atma, Brahman. So then we realize I am the infinite self. So that's called Aparoksha Jnana. Aparoksha Jnana is not a new experience. So about the Aparoksha Jnana, today this is a discussion. This adhikaran is called Tadbhava Adhikaranam. Tadbhava Adhikaranam means soul in a deep sleep state. Jiva in a deep sleep state. What happens to Jiva? So the Upanishad says, Sutra 325 and 326 is about soul in deep sleep. First, let us chant Om Athato Brahma Jidnasa Om. So, the soul in deep sleep state is in the nerves, the nadis, and in the self. So say Upanishad. Soul or Jiva in the deep sleep state is in the nadis, nerves, subtle energy channels, and in the self, as per the Shruti. The soul awakens from Brahman is 326. Let us understand these sutras clearly. What happens in deep sleep is a very, very interesting phenomenon. We go through 3 states: waking state, the deep sleep, dream state, deep sleep state. Who goes through these 3 states? You say, I slept, I woke up, I had a dream. Right? We say that I'm going through 3 experiences. Now, if you look carefully, I has not changed in these 3 states. I slept, I woke up, I had dream. What has not changed? I has not changed. But if you see in the waking state, the body appears and the world appears. And I live and believe that I am a body. In the waking state, I am in Bangalore. I am an engineer. If I go to dream state, the waking world disappears. The waking body disappears. The dream body appears. In the dream body, I may be an artist living in France. So the dream body, dream place changes. Now the waker, Mr. Waker and Mr. Dreamer, they are two different personalities. Nothing is common. The place is different, the body is different. So in deep sleep, there's no body, there's no world. So deep sleep personality, Mr. Sleeper is different. So are we combination of these three? Mr. Waker is different from Mr. Dreamer. Mr. Dreamer is different from Mr. Sleeper. If they are different, we are three separate personalities, split personality. It's a psychological disorder. Am I a dreamer? Am I waker? Am I a person in deep sleep? But your own words say, I has not changed. So you are not the waker, you are not the dreamer, you are not the deep sleep. Because the waking state, you are a man living in Bangalore. You are a human or man or woman living in Bangalore. In dream state, you are a man or woman living in Paris. So how you can be same? The person in Paris and person in Bangalore. The body has changed. The place has changed. How you can be the same? But still you say, I only got up, I only slept, I only dreamt. That means you are integrated, all the three integrated. All the three integrated interactions happening in you. But you are not any of them, because if you are any of them, then you cannot be other. If you are a person living in Bangalore, you cannot be a person living in Paris in dream. So you are none of them, but you are the common factor in all the three. That's why when you speak of I has never changed. So I am that unchanging I. Which is there in the background of waking state, dream state, deep sleep state. Has waking state affected you? The I? If the waking state has affected I, then you cannot dream. If the dream state affects you, then you cannot go to deep sleep. None of these states are affecting me. I'm there in all the states, but none of them are affecting me. So who am I? Am I the waking state personality, Mr. Waker or Miss Waker? Am I the dream state personality, Miss Dreamer or Mr. Dreamer? Or am I deep sleep personality, Mr. Sleeper or Miss Sleeper? Who am I? Now you have to say me, tell me. You are none of these, but appear as these three. It is like actor plays the role of a beggar, a policeman, or a businessman, but actor is same. The roles are different. The roles change, but the actor doesn't change. So I am the one real I playing three roles of Mr. Waker, Mr. Dreamer, Mr. Sleeper. But I am not changing. I don't change. That's why I am able to say confidently, I only play these roles. Yeah, but if I'm all of those, I cannot be, because these are distinct. I am there in all of them. They cannot exist without me. I am there as all of them, but I am not affected by all of them, any of them. Right? So both are simultaneously true. And that I which is not affected by anything is called Atma. One is affected in the waking state, thinking that I am the body. It's called jiva. Now, this jiva, I am a combination of jiva atma. Without that unchanging I, jiva cannot exist. Without the background screen, the movie cannot exist. So then what is the challenge? Whenever I speak I, whenever I do interaction, I speak of I all the time. Can you think of anything without thinking of I? But we have never questioned what is this I? Is this unchanging I or changing I? Always we speak of unchanging I, but always we confuse with the changing I. Is this confusion universal? Everybody, nobody thinks I am unchanging I. Everybody thinks I am changing I. Body, mind, intellect. What are you really? Please tell me. Are you changing I or unchanging I? Tell me, what are you? Yourself, you tell me. What are you? Is it so difficult question? When every time when you speak of I, you are speaking of unchanging I only, no? And every time when you speak of unchanging I, you are telling a lie also, no? I am changing body. I and lie go together. You know that? You make this my quotation. I and lie go together. You say I am unchanging I. If we will say I am changing I. Right? Again and again, recognizing that I am the unchanging I in any changing interaction is called Atma. That's all. Again and again, recognizing that I am the unchanging I, playing the role of a changing I. Then you are free. That's only approach Dana. Okay, I'll give you another example. You are a mother. Okay. So you are a mother. To be a mother, you should be a woman first. Otherwise, you can't be a woman. When you are playing with the child, you think that, oh, my child, you have forgotten the woman. But woman part is already there, background. A woman may have a child or may not have a child. Still, she is a woman. The woman is a higher entity. Right? As a mother, I am the child of one mother. Localized. If you start thinking that I am a woman, everybody in the woman world can have children. So at the womanhood level, I am mother of all children. At the womanhood level. So if you think I am the mother, you are thinking at the lower level, lower self. If you think that I am the woman, you are thinking higher self. You are thinking as a mother, as a woman. Woman only can give birth to a child. So as a woman, I am the mother. As in the womanhood, I am the mother of all children. Then your mind will become broadened, not narrow. It's my child. I am the mother of my child. Mind is narrow. I am a woman. Women have children. All children are my children, women's children, womanhood, children of womanhood. Then your mind is broader. It's called broad-mindedness. Understand? So if you say my child is only this much, then your mind is narrow. Then thoughts will be centered around that. So no, my child, all women in the, I am the woman. Womanhood means all there are children. All children in the world are children of the womanhood, not a woman as a personality. Womanhood. So now you are connected with the universe. Now you are no longer only women. Right? So now your mind has become broader. See, Advaita means making the mind broader and broader so that there's no mind, finally. When you make the mind go to the lower and lower, the mind becomes narrow. So I am the mother means you are confined to one child, two children, and one house. If you identify with womanhood, then you are not in the house. You are in the whole world, wherever woman is there, in this world and other world. So now we have moved one step closer to God, because God is everywhere. From woman to womanhood is one step closer to God. From mother to womanhood. Now you are not making physically anything, no changes happened. Only understanding wise changes happen. So now I'll ask you, are you a woman? To be a mother, you should be a woman first. Okay. To be a woman, you should be human being first. As a human being, now you go one step above motherhood. As a motherhood, in the role of a motherhood, I am the mother of all in the universe. So if you have that attitude, understand, simple, one step above, just I am a mother. One step above mother, I am a woman. One step above, I am a woman. I am womanhood is recognized, which is slightly general. One step above. It's only intellectual understanding. It is nothing physical exchange. Just because you have become womanhood, nothing, no harms have come to you. There's no understanding is shifted. As womanhood, then you start working for women, children of the world. Any children anywhere in the world are suffering. They are children for the woman. I belong to womanhood, which is higher than a mother. They are like my children. So your mind is becoming broader. Are you clear? Now you go one step above. I am a human being first, then woman next, then mother next, then child next. So you have gone one step up. Are you a human being? Yes. As a human being can be a man or woman. As a human being, I am father or mother. Okay. As a human being, the manhood and womanhood are both in me. Human being is neither man nor woman. Human being is both manhood and womanhood are both in me. So you have gone one step above. This is only understanding, nothing else. From a narrower and narrower understanding, you are going to higher and broader understanding. Therefore, your mind becomes broader and broader. Atma Dhyana means mind becoming broader and broader, becoming infinity. So now, as a human being, you start looking yourself as both man and woman. You are not looking at it as a woman point of view. As a mother, you are connected to one child. As a woman, you are connected to all women. So basically, it will happen. Already happens, no? As a woman, you are connected to all women. Somebody hurts a woman, you should get hurt. How can he hurt a woman? You are connected to womanhood, right? Somebody is ill-treating women, somebody will hurt you. How can they do that? That means you are connected to womanhood. Already you have gone to higher level. Now you are no longer individual. So then, slightly one level, all women can give birth to a child. So now you have become motherhood. So then, when you take the motherhood, it's not just one child. All children anywhere in the world are children of the motherhood. So I associate them with motherhood, just like you associate with womanhood. Now, you are connected with the motherhood in all women. Then it's not mine, no? You're like thinking above. So now, as your thinking becomes more and more general, you are moving closer and closer to God. Because God is universal. It's not a private property of anybody. So now you start up. No, I'm motherhood, just like I say about motherhood to womanhood. Now I'm a human being. That means you are a man and woman also. Now you're not only taking human point of view, right? If you take woman point of view, oh, all men are like this. Okay, they mistreat women. Okay, all those things, thoughts will come. Now you take a man and human viewpoint also, both, because you're a human being. Then you understand you're able to look at the world from man's point of view also. So as a human being, you are a policeman, you are a thief, you are a criminal, you are a terrorist, all are human beings only first. So you are able to look at from different angles in life. Your viewpoint is not narrow to one angle. So now your mind has become broader. You are able to look at life in a much bigger picture of a human being. Now you are more closer to God, because God is looking at the world in a much broader perspective, not as an individual narrow perspective. Now, if you take the I am a being, human means a body, I am a being. So now you are part of everybody. Everything is a being. A dog is a being, monkey is a being, animal is a being, bird is a being. Now your mind has become more universal. It includes all animals also. It includes also the trees, mountain, everything, because that's also a being. That's also existence. Being means existence. So there's a difference. How can I be being, but how can I tree be I? Tree exists and I exist. Being means existence. There's a difference between me and tree. Tree is unconscious, I am conscious. Stone is unconscious, I am conscious. Then what is common to you and stone is existence. Stone exists, I exist. So consciousness is not appearing fully in the stone, but existence is common. At the existence level, I am the total universe and I am beyond the universe also. At the existence level. Then you have reached Brahman. Is Brahman reaching Brahman a physical activity or logical understanding, clarity? Consistently, when lower level thought comes, you start moving to higher level thoughts, higher self. That is called Nididhyasa. Nididhyasa is not some specific magical formula. Whenever lower self comes, when I mean, I'm just giving you an example of a mother. When, oh, my child, you understand? I am a woman, the child comes next. As a woman, I'm connected to all women. As a mother, as a woman, I have motherhood. As a motherhood, I have all children are my children. I am a human being. As a human being, men and women are both as human beings. As a being, all living beings are myself. Being means existence and consciousness. Being has two parts, existence and consciousness. As consciousness, all living beings are me. But existence-wise, living and non-living is me. That existence is Brahman. That's called Sat. Is it very complicated Vedanta? There's no physically, nothing has changed. But your mind has become broader and broader. From narrow thinking, you have become broader and broader thinking. Consistently, can you go to broader and broader thinking, understand that I am being. Being means universal. If you are able to do that, then you are Nididhyasa. It is not imagination. If you think that you are a mother of your child, if you think that all children of the world are your mother, then how your attitude will be? You'll try to do something for the children of the world. Okay, just like you try to do something for your child, you will try to do whatever limited ability you will try to do. Your mind is not narrow. So please understand, Vedanta means a narrow mind has to be broader and broader and broader, but then it will become no mind at the being level. Huh? All universal mind. It's as simple as that. It's not a new experience. It's a clarity of understanding. But that clarity has to be there all the time. That's all. Is it clear? So now Upanishad is taking the deep sleep state as an important state. Four Upanishads are saying four ways of four things happens in the different sleep. When a man sleeps, not seeing dreams, let's say dreamless state, then he has entered into those nerves, nadis. As per the person, waking person, somebody is sleeping there, no, bed. Where the soul has gone, jiva has gone to nadis, the nerves. Says Chandogya Upanishad 8.6.3. Okay. So now please understand, Atma does not go or come anywhere. Atma is infinite, universal. What goes and comes is the mind. Jiva means mind. Consciousness identifies the mind. So mind can be small and mind can be big also. The mind in the deep sleep state takes a very small form and enters into nadis. That's what he says. In the waking state, mind spreads and appears as a universe. In the deep sleep state, mind becomes very small, subtle, and it enters into nadis. That's what Upanishad is saying. One Upanishad. Jiva can become small. Jiva can become bigger. Atma cannot become big and small. Atma is infinite, like space. Jiva means mind, yeah. Consciousness is identified with the mind, buddhi. Buddhi is mind. So who travels, who experiences, who expands or who contracts is the mind, not Atma. Atma cannot expand or contract. Something to enter into nadi, that jiva must be very small, not tiny. The mind has become tiny and it has entered into nadis. So then Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 2.1.19 says, he rests in the pericardium of the heart. What is pericardium? I'll show you. In the pericardium of the heart, he will rest. Our heart has a very outer covering. Okay. So that outer covering is called is a nadi. Okay. That nadi is there's a specific name for that nadi. Puritat. The nadi is called Puritat. See, our heart has a covering. Okay. Physical heart has a covering, a thin layer covering. The gap between the physical heart and the layer is there. So this is your physical heart. Okay. The physical heart has a covering, right? This covering in the modern medical language is called pericardium. In the language of the ancestors, this pericardium is the covering. And between the pericardium and the heart, there's a gap here. Right? So this gap is a cavity. So this cavity, our ancestors called Puritat, P-U-R-I-T-A-T, Puritat Nadi. So one Upanishad says, he enters into Puritat. Who? Jiva. Earlier, where was the Jiva? Jiva was going to the head, brain, expanded, and it appeared as the universe, it started experiencing the outer world. Expanded, the Jiva, not Jiva, mind. Mind has two parts, Jiva and Jagat. As Jagat, mind expanded, as Jiva, mind was experiencing it. So when you go to deep sleep state, the Jiva and Jagat becomes very small entity. And it enters into the heart space, Puritat. Okay? It's called Puritat Nadi. So another Upanishad says, first Upanishad says, we'll tell that. So the second Upanishad says, he rests in the pericardium of heart. The resting is happening in the pericardium, the gap between the heart and the outer layer, there's a gap. He takes the rest there, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad says. The third Upanishad says, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, again another place says, so the Jiva rests in Atma, the self. Atma means Brahman. Okay. Jiva rests in Atma, Brahman. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 2.1.17 says. So Chandogya Upanishad says 6.8.1. In deep sleep, Jivatma merges into Brahman. So now, 4 different things are told in Upanishad. So then, Upanishad cannot be wrong, no? All of them, 4 of them are true. So, all 4 of them are true. Jiva rests in Nadi, or Jiva rests in the pericardium, or Jiva rests in Brahman, or Jiva merges with Brahman. Which is this true? Are you clear? So Purvapakshi says, Upanishads are telling the truth only. No, all four are true. Jiva at different times and sleep, it goes into the four places. We cannot ignore anything which Upanishad says. So is Purvapakshi's question clear? Now which one did you subscribe? Huh? Which one will you agree? Four Upanishads are telling four ways. Tell me what is logical, more logical to you. Is being Nadi logical, or being in the Puritat logical, or being in the resting in the Brahman logical, or merging with Brahman is logical? Now opinion poll. What is your opinion? So Purvapakshi says we cannot ignore what Upanishad says. All Upanishads are saying correct only. So that's why Jiva rests in all the four places once in a time. One at a time. So the answer for this is, I'll tell you. I'll give you, forget Jiva. So Mr. Raj goes and sleeps in home. In office he works and sleeps in home. Okay, I say that Mr. Raj sleeps in home. So in the question home comes question, where in the home? He goes to the bedroom in the home. And he sleeps on the bed. Right? He cannot sleep on the float. He cannot float in the air. So when I say he sleeps in the house, that means he sleeps on the bed and he sleeps in the bedroom and he sleeps on the bed. It's all understood. So similarly, we have to understand all the four Upanishad Vakyas. So all around, where is the Nadi? Nadi is in Brahman. Where is Puritat? Puritat is in Brahman. Okay. And where he sleeps in Brahman. Can you sleep in Brahman? Because Brahman is not a bed. So he merges with Brahman. Brahman is not a bed. You cannot sleep on Brahman because Brahman is not a separate entity. He merges with Brahman. So all four statements are true if you understand. Mr. Rajkumar sleeps in the house. If you understand that, all the four statements of Upanishads are very clear to you. Where is Nadi? Nadi is in Brahman. Okay. Where is Puritat? It's in Brahman. That we'll find out. We'll find out that. There's the next question in this. Right? So now all the four Vakyas of Upanishads are true, but if you put them together, it makes sense. Before entering into deep sleep, the Jiva withdraws from all of the nadis, consciousness, mind withdraws from all of the nadis. When it's going through all of the nadis, world will be visible. So it's withdrawn. So then it goes to Puritat Nadi, entry point. Right? It enters into Nadi and it enters into Puritat Nadi. So finally it enters into Puritat Nadi. It rests in Brahman. No, yeah, Jiva has withdrawn. It's no. A bedroom has a gate now. Bedroom has a door now. Entry, door. So then he has entered and merges with Brahman. This is how we have to understand. So then very good. No, if I merges with Brahman, Mukti, liberation, what is there? Over, done. Job is done. It's not so simple. Right? So, what is the meaning of merger? Okay. What is the difference in merger and what is the difference in liberation? If Jiva has merged with Brahman, he is liberated now. So here the merger means Laya. It's not Nasha. Adnana is not gone. Laya means merger. Merger has happened, but ignorance has not gone. Ignorance has to go before merger. I'll give the examples, everything. Don't hurry. So merger has happened. In this merger, what has happened is I am separate from anything is gone. Because your only worldview is object. I'm separate from something is gone. But who am I is not recognized. I am Brahman is not recognized. In the merger. In the laya, that's called laya, manolaya. Mind has merged without recognizing who am I. I am Brahman is not recognized. Only thing you have recognized is there's nothing. Because there's nothing, I'm not separate from anything. It's always related to thing, object. You have merged with Brahman, but you don't know your Brahman. That's called laya. Mano laya. So I am a separate entity is dropped. Idea is gone. Because there's no separate entity visible. The moment separate entity is visible, I am separate entity will come to the picture. I am Brahman is not recognized. Now, Jivatma resides in Brahman doesn't mean I am residing in a house or I am residing in America, I am residing in India. Separateness is not there. Jivatma resides in Paramatma as Paramatma, not separate from Paramatma. It cannot be separate. It is not mean like it's not like saying I'm in America. Even if in America, I'm separate from America. I'm in Bangalore doesn't mean that I'm one with Bangalore. So Jivatma resides with Paramatma, resides in Paramatma means Jivatma resides as Paramatma. One with Paramatma. But he does not know that. We'll find out how. You can be sitting. How is that means? Okay, first let us understand Jivatma resides in Paramatma. What it means. Jivatma resides in Paramatma not as a separate entity. Jivatma resides in Paramatma as Paramatma. Okay. What has happened is that Jivatma's sense organs are switched off. Jivatma is in Brahman only. But he doesn't recognize that I am Brahman. For him, what has happened? He has switched off all sense organs. Like you are switched off the light. Nothing is visible. World is not visible. So then, for you, the difference with anything is visible. Separation from anything is not there because everything is off. All sense organs are off. It's like in total darkness. So all sense organs are off. I am separate from anything is dropped. But I am Brahman is not realized. Where I am, I don't recognize. Okay. So now, another example again. So let's say the pot is in water, or water is in pot. Okay. When I say water is in the pot, so there can be water in this pot and water in this pot. Correct? Water can be in two different pots. So like that, Jivatma merges with Brahman doesn't mean there is a separation is remained. For the Jivat, there is no separation left. Like water in two pots. Jivatma resides in Paramatma as a wave resides in water. Wave may not know that I am in water. But wave resides in water. Huh? What? No. Wave is in wave. Can it be separate from water? But wave has a notion that I am separate. When it is active, it says I am separate wave. I am a small wave. I am a big wave. But in deep sleep, the wave loses the notion that I am separate. It does not know I am in water. The positive knowledge has not happened. Understand? You are saying,
That's the state of absence.
State of absence is not really positive knowledge. I am Brahman. There's no positive knowledge has taken place. I am one with Brahman. It's not happened. Nothing is there. My body mind is also not there. So I'm not separate from anything. If my body mind is there only, I'm saying I'm separate from something. So I cannot say I'm separate from anything because everything is switched off. I'm not able to see anything. That doesn't mean that I am Brahman is known. Is it clear? Ignorance is not gone. But merger has happened. Loss of feeling of separation is there, but you are already in Brahman. Is it clear? So that's what I will tell that next step. Next step, don't worry. So then Shankaracharya comes back and says, don't be under the impression that Jiva has become one with Brahman only in deep sleep. Jiva is with Brahman all the time. In the waking state also, dream state also. Okay. In the waking state also, Jiva is with Brahman. In dream state also, Jiva is Brahman. Deep sleep state also, Jiva is Brahman. What is the difference in deep sleep state? In the deep sleep state, the movie is switched off. Movie called the world is switched off. Right? You don't know where you're sitting. Always you're sitting in the movie theater only. Movie is switched off. Everywhere blackness is there. You're not recognizing I'm sitting in the movie theater. It's called deep sleep state. Resting point is not recognizing. So in the waking state, the movie is going on. Jiva is distracted by so many things happening. Still is sitting in the seat only. Still Jiva is in the Brahman only. In the waking state also Jiva is in Brahman only. In the waking state, there are too many things to distract. That's all. So Shankaracharya says, don't be under the impression that only in deep sleep Jiva is with Brahman, merged with Brahman. Jiva is always one with Brahman. Like wave is always with water. What happens in waking state, in dream state, there's a lot of movie going on. Too much of distraction is happening. Is the distinction clear? Okay. So now, who is going through this, all these changes? Atma doesn't undergo. Atma is like water. Jiva is like a wave. Wave can never be separate from water. But wave has notional separation. Understanding is separation. The clarity has not come. Wave has not realized that I'm water. In deep sleep state, everything is switched off. Dark. Recognition has not happened. Recognition has happened in the waking state only. I am Brahman. Through Jnana. Correct? So that's why Mandukya Upanishad says, I am Atma Brahma. This self is Brahman. It touches the chest and says, this self is Brahman. What is the self? Is the shirt self? No. Is my chest self? No. My innermost self is Brahman. What is my innermost self? I have waking state self, dream state self, deep sleep state self. In deep sleep state, I am Brahman. Because there's no other projection, nothing else is reflected. Body, mind, intellect is also not there. I am one with Brahman. So that's why I am Atma Brahma. When you say your deep sleep state is a merger with Brahman, you'll understand better because there's a bliss there. There's a peace there. And there's no world there, no duality there. Right? But the waking state, dream state, deep sleep state, they are passing phenomena for a Jiva. Jiva says, I am going through waking state, I am going through deep state, dream state, deep sleep state. Atma doesn't go through any state. So the mind has no problem, no solution. Atma has no problem. So you have to decide who are you. We'll come to that. First, don't jump. Every step is told clearly. So is this clear now? This much is clear? Mandukya Upanishad says, I am Atma Brahma, my innermost self. The innermost self is Pratyekatma. Pratyekatma is the self in the deep sleep state, which is called Pradna. Is Brahman. Now, whom is telling? For the waking state guy. Waking state guy doesn't know that the self in deep sleep is Brahman. Jiva in the deep sleep state is not Brahman, he doesn't know. So waking state guy says, you are the Pradna appearing as the waker, Mr. Vishwa. Waker, you are wake. The deep sleep character, deep sleep guy is a waker now. So deep sleep guy is the knower. That's why it's called Pradna. The guy in the knower in the deep sleep doesn't know anything. Doesn't know anything. No, there's nothing. Everything is blackness. He has no positive knowledge of anything. Okay. So deep sleep state, the bliss is there. What is this bliss? Bliss is self is experiencing itself. There's no other object there. Absence of subject object, then self alone is there. Self is experiencing itself. That's called bliss. So if you want to understand what is Advaita Jnana, you have to remember deep sleep state. What is Advaita? What is non-duality? You have to remember deep sleep state. There's no other. So the Jiva has merged into pure awareness in deep sleep state. That's why I am Atma Brahma means Atma in deep sleep state is Brahman. For whom it's told waking state guy. Understand you are also that. What it means, in the waking state also you are Brahman only. In the waking state you have not become Jiva. In the dream you have not become Jiva. So in the deep sleep state, there are no objects. For you, there's no separation in that. In the waking state, there are objects. These objects are mithya, appearance only. Your separation also is mithya. You are still Brahman only. That understanding has happened in the waking state. So let me ask you a question. In deep sleep state, you exist. That's called Sat. See, if you ask the question who is existing, then who says I slept? You only say no. If there's nobody existing in the deep sleep, the person who slept and person who woke up are not there. It's a discontinuity. I'm saying, was there existence? If you say there's no existence, that existence is called pure existence. That's called Brahman. It's not an individualized existence. It's an existence, pure existence. No, you exist as Brahman. There's the meaning of Aham. I am Brahma. Brahma means I am Brahman in the deep sleep state. Okay. Now, doesn't mean that in the waking state I am not become Brahman. I have not changed. Waking state, the movie has come. The world movie and the body mind movie has come. Still, Brahman has not become Jiva. Okay. The Jiva, the notion has come up. I am separate from this world because I identify the body. In deep sleep state, I am separate from anything. The notion is not there because there is nothing, no objects are there. In the waking state, the objects are there. I am separate from the other things because I identify the body. But as Brahman, I have not changed. Jiva is Brahman in the waking state also, dream state also. Okay, now here is the question. In the waking state, I feel like Jiva. Are you? Waking state, let's say in 24 hours of waking state, when the thought comes, there's a feeling of separation. What is the duration of each thought? It's a microsecond. In a day, you have 60,000 thoughts. 60,000. Listen carefully. Entire background of yours in the waking state also is Brahman. No thoughts, like a deep sleep state. Okay. Thoughts are very few. Thoughts are about 60,000, 70,000 thoughts. They appear for a small fraction of a second and disappear. Correct, Appa, but I'm trying to tell you.
Expression coming into thoughts, there is something that is already there. What is that feeling?
See, listen logical, then ask the question. Because you're distracting me. Already I'm distracting the waking state. In the waking state, there is a constant background all the time. In that background, thoughts appear and disappear. Okay, between the thoughts, the background is still there. That background is I, Brahman, non-dual. So these thoughts appear and disappear like a movie appearing and disappearing. The background called Brahman is there in the waking state also all the time. Okay. So Jiva is in Brahman in the waking state also. Jiva is one with Brahman in the waking state also as Brahman. Jiva has not become Jiva. Jiva is with Brahman fully without any distraction because of deep sleep. Because distraction, movie is switched off. That's all. Just because movie is there in the waking state, Jiva has not become Brahman has not become Jiva. But Jiva starts thinking that I'm separate because it's comparing with other objects in the world. Identifying the body and mind. So the thought period, if you look at our thought period, each thought is a few microseconds. 60,000 thoughts means 60,000 microseconds. It's hardly 1 or 2 minutes in the whole day. Rest of the 24 hours, our background is Atma only, Brahman only, background is there. Movie screen only is visible. It appears as though thoughts are continuous, that's one thought. There is a continuous thought, is one thought. Understand? So the background is Brahman all the time in the waking state also. Mundaka Upanishad says, I am Atma Brahma means my innermost self in deep sleep state is Brahman. So now what you have to do? In the waking state also, you have to remember my deep sleep nature in the waking state. That's called Jagrata Sushupti. That's again and again going back to Samadhi. It's called waking state, Samadhi. Waking state, mind is getting distracted. Remember your deep sleep state. That's my nature. It's called Jagrata Sushupti of Samadhi means remembering again and again your nature, which is deep sleep state in the waking. Thoughts will come for a function, it will go. Others will keep on creating thought chain. In a Gnani, thoughts will appear for a specific function, disappears back into background of silence, deep sleep state. In Adnani, it gives rise to another thought. It appears as though there is a thought chain. There's no really thought chain. Turiya means beyond waking state, dream state, deep sleep state. One who is in deep sleep state is already one with Turiya. Is Turiya. But he doesn't know. He has to know in the waking state. Waking state only Dana you can get no. Adnana is in the waking state. In deep sleep state, you can get Nana or Adnana because everything is off, switched off. Okay. So Jiva is not aware of Brahman in the deep sleep state. Jiva does not get any positive knowledge. Positive knowledge has to happen in the waking state. In the presence of the objects, you have to understand I'm not the object. When the objects are switched off, the knowledge has not gone. The impression has not gone that I am the body. Okay. So why Jiva is not aware of support in deep sleep? It has merged with the Brahman, but it's not merged with the. It does not know. Jiva is like a pot of water put into an ocean in deep sleep. The wall of ocean, water is there. Wall of what do you call this? Pot is there. Still the water is in the ocean only. The wall is not broken. The ignorance that I am Brahman is not broken. Ignorance that I am the body, mind, intellect is not broken. The ignorance continues in deep sleep state. What? Yeah, but waking state, there's more complications. In the waking state, there are more distractions. So the more and more notion that I am the body strengthens. You always refer yourself with respect to others in the waking state. In deep sleep state, there's no other to refer. So there's a bliss. So the comparison in waking state is a mess for us. Don't compare with anybody, because then you are comparing with the mithya. And all your life you are only comparing. Understand? The wall of ignorance is not broken in deep sleep. So, to show it pictorially, ignorance is in the knowledge. Ignorance is broken in knowledge in the waking state. So we have said a upasaka, how he dies. In the chapter 4, there are various nadis in the body. Upasaka will go through a Sushumna nadi. To the top of the head, Brahmarandra, he will travel to Brahmaloka. That's what you have heard. So there are 72,000 nadis in the body. Okay. So in the waking state, the jiva travels through these nadis and experiences the world in various ways. Okay. As in the waking state, the jiva travels to the first. Jiva is in deep sleep in the heart center, Puritat. As you wake up, jiva comes to the brain. From brain, it splits to nervous system through the body. Then it experiences the world all around. Okay. So in dream state, in deep sleep state, the awareness is withdrawn from the rest of the world. It will come back through Sushumna Nadi. It will come back to the brain and it will drop down to the heart center and it will go to Puritat Nadi. And in Puritat Nadi, it becomes one with Brahman. So Puritat Nadi has said that in the waking state, the jiva travels through the nadis, experiences the world. And in dream state, it will come back to the brain center, conscious center, and it will fall back to the heart center in the Puritat Nadi. In the Puritat Nadi, it will become with one Brahman. Puritat Nadi is the pericardium. Are we clear? Next sutra. So next sutra says jiva emerges from Brahman. It doesn't say emerges from Puritat Nadi. Next Upanishad says 4 ways of jiva entry into Brahman. But while emerging, wake up, when he wakes up, not awakening, wakes up. Jiva wakes up from Brahman. It doesn't say jiva wakes from Puritat Nadi. So from that we have to conclude that when the jiva says, when Upanishad says jiva is in Nadi, jiva has gone to Purita, jiva has gone to Brahman. But waking up, Upanishad only speaks of waking up from Brahman. So that means it's not in Puritat Nadi. It is merged with the Brahman. That's what you have to understand. We'll find out. It is better that nothing triggers, but it triggers. Okay. So then Upanishad says, clarifies the question. There in the earlier shloka, it said jiva sleeps in Hridaya Akasha. So Hridaya Akasha, heart space, don't think that heart space is a physical heart space. Hridaya Akasha means Hradi Ayam, where I thought emerges, which is consciousness, which is Brahman only. Hridaya Akasha is not a space. Hridaya Akasha is Brahman only. Jiva emerges is Brahman only. It's not a different space. Okay. So jiva is in Puritat Nadi. Jiva is in the Nadi in Puritat. Okay. And jiva is merged with Brahman means, I'll say there's water in the room. Okay. Water in the room is there. I say. When you say water in the room, where is the water? Water is floating in the room, is there? Water is in a pot in the room and pot is in the room. Similarly, jiva is entering into Brahman in Puritat Nadi. That's what it means. Earlier shloka. So that's why when the Brahman is like the space. So jiva, so where is the water? Water is in the house. Water in the pot. Pot is in the space. Similarly, Puritat Nadi is in Brahman, Jiva is in Purita Nadi, and Jiva is in Brahman. That's the meaning of that. When Upanishad says the Jiva wakes up from Brahman. It doesn't say wakes up from Puritat Nadi. That means Jiva has merged with the Brahman. That's the conclusion. So now we'll compare a story from Upanishad. So the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. There was a king called Ajata Shatru. There was a very learned Brahmin in that place. It's called Balaki Gargya. Balaki Gargya, the name of the Brahmin. Balaki Gargya was well versed in Vedas. He says he thinks that he knows everything. He goes to the Ajata Shatru because Brahmin has to go to king for getting some gifts. So he tells the king, I am well learned in scriptures. I want to teach you about Brahman. By teaching you about Brahman, you will attain peace. So Ajata Shatru welcomes the Brahmin and tells, please tell me, and gives him some gifts and says, please tell me about Brahman. The Balaki Gargya tells King Ajata Shatru, look at the sun. Sun is Brahman. The Ajata Shatru says, I meditate on sun, but not sun. I meditate on the existence of sun, background. Sun is an object. What is the point of meditating object? I meditate on existence. Actually, when we do Gayatri Mantra Upasana, we are not doing Upasana of sun. We are doing Upasana of Surya Narayana. Narayana is the consciousness. And what is the Narayana consciousness? Sleeping. A resting consciousness. Actually, we are doing sun as a symbol, but we are doing worship of Surya Narayana, not sun. So Ajata says, what is the point of worshipping sun, meditating on sun? I am worshipping background of sun, existence. Then Gargi changed. No, don't worry about sun. Meditate on moon. Moon is an object. I meditate. What is the background of moon? He says. King says. No, meditate on wind. What is the point of meditating on wind? I am meditating on the existence. Meditate on lightning. What is the point of meditating on lightning? I am meditating on existence of lightning. So then Gargi understands this fellow. Ajata Shatru knows something more than I don't know. He says, Gargi says, Balaki says, Gargi Balaka, I don't know. Please tell me now. You teach me. I don't know Brahman. You seem to know Brahman. So Ajata says, I am a Kshatriya. A Kshatriya teaching a Brahmana is not okay. Brahmana is supposed to be a teacher. Then still says Gargi Balaki says, Balaki, I want to become your Shishya. Please teach me. Okay. Then, see, Ajata Shatru has not denied the experience of Balaki. Balaki, when he meditates sun or moon, he feels happy. He does not deny the experience of Balaki. He says, experiences are temporary. There's something in the background which is permanent. Existence. Focus on that. Atma, Brahman. Nothing wrong in meditating on sun. Mind becomes focused. At that time, happiness is there. But the happiness came from the Atma. That you recognize. So Ajata Shatru takes him to a person who is sleeping. Okay. Then the person sleeping, now Ajata Shatru asks him, where this person, sleeping person has gone? Jiva, where the Jiva has gone? Balaki says, Gargi Balaki says, I don't know. The Jiva has gone, left the body, it has gone to the Puritat Nadi, and it has gone to Brahman. Then Ajata Shatru shakes the person. He wakes up. Now, where he has come from? He has come from Brahman. He has not come from Puritat Nadi. Puritat Nadi is the gate. Once you enter through Piritat Nadi, you have entered into Brahman only, merged with Brahman only. So Jiva wakes up from Brahman only. That's why they say, that's why Upanishad says, Chandogya Upanishad says, all creatures go to sleep, they merge with Brahman. But when they come back, they don't know they have come from Brahman. They don't know the truth. The Jivas don't know they have come from Brahman when they wake up. Are you clear? Chandogya Upanishad 6.10.2. So Jiva does not come from Purohita, the nadis, Puritat nadis. Jiva comes back from Brahman only. Ah, very nice experience. Jiva is temporarily liberated. Liberation means that experience of merging with Brahman. You have a temporary liberation for Jiva. Now you have to understand what is permanent liberation. Deep sleep from which you don't come out. Huh? What? Who doesn't remember? When we are dissolved, where is that you to remember? So that's called mukti. Dissolving you. Your problem is you. Your memories are your problem. No memory, there's a problem. No memory, there are so many people, what you call, these people now, what is that? Memory problem loss, no? That's a problem. There's a ego. There's an individual center. Again, he'll come back. It's a complete dissolution of who you are. So Jiva experiences temporal liberation in sleep. And poor fellow does not know that he has temporarily liberated properly with Brahman that time. Okay. Ignorance is not dissolved. Ignorance can be dissolved only in jnana. Jnana in the waking state. Ignorance can be dissolved only by the knowledge in the waking state. In deep sleep, there's no knowledge possible because sense organs are not there. So I'll give you an example. There's a film actor. Actually, there was an actress in Kannada film industry. She used to play all roles which are actually suicide. Every role will almost is called what heroine? Tragedy heroine. Okay. All roles were replaced almost ends up in death or suicide. Right? That heroine, even in her real life, became very depressed. The roles got into her. And she one day really committed suicide. She doesn't remember that she is an actress when she has come out of the movie also. The role has got into her. So the impression of a role is continuing. Now she is no longer acting, but still she is living a human life, ordinary life. But still that impression is there. Like that Jiva gets the impression that I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. That impression is carried into Brahman. Even when he is not in the world, it's merged with Brahman, it's one with Brahman, still that impression continues. That's why impression doesn't get dissolved. That's why it will come back. How it will come back? A river has merged with the ocean. Okay. Then there is a cloud, then say a sun, cloud will come up. Cloud will rain again and river will be full. Like that, Jiva will come up from the Brahman. The vasanas will start building up. Vasana pressure will build up. The pressure of vasana will wake up the Jiva from Brahman. What is the vasana? The world is there. I have to do my duty. I have to my work pending. Those vasanas will come up. The Jiva will wake up from Brahman. It doesn't wake up from Piritat Nadi. I gave the example now. River and ocean is a final merger. But Jiva has merged with Brahman. I'll give you further examples.
But even though it's temporary, the merging will be like river and ocean.
No, that will tell next. So river and ocean is one example of merger. So another example of merger is if I put a drop of water into a pot, I cannot separate out the drop. So that is an example. That will I'll give the answer later. Okay. So now Jiva has merged with Brahman with ignorance. And the ignorance will sprout again, vasanas will come up and Jiva will come from Brahman in the waking state. Right? Like a film actor, even after acting is over, he still thinks he's a depressed person. No, different, not ignorance. He has come to normal life, but still he is carrying over the hangovers. So Jiva is like that, carrying over hangover. Jivatma goes to Brahman and comes back Brahman, like it, okay. So that's why we said so what's happening now? It is a Jiva is in the waking state. In the waking state, it experiences various objects of the world. A movie is projected. By whom? Ishvara. So Jiva is lost in the movie. And he thinks I'm separate from I'm separate character. Without understanding that your body is also part of the movie projection. Your body and the world is appeared simultaneously in the movie. So you think that body is mine, the world is separate. Actually, body is not yours. Body is also part of the world. Mind is also part of the world. Okay. So you're separating one part of the movie and see it's me. That's called ahankara. And what is projected is all anatma, appearance, objects. What is that? Waker's body, waker's world, dreamer's body, dreamer's world, sleeper's body, sleeper's world, causal body, causal body, causal world. All are anatma. But you identify as this is me. So that ignorance has not gone before you go to deep sleep state. So Jiva is, so now Jiva, when it identifies the body and mind, it is saguna. Guna means qualities are there. Jiva understanding that I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, is called nirguna. Nanembudu, nanalla, ideha, manabuddhi, nanalla, Sachidananda Atma, Shivananane, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, I'm pure consciousness, Shiva Swarupi. This is the understanding. So then Jiva is Nirguna. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect. There's no gunas are there, no attributes are there. That Nirguna Jiva is nothing but Atma. And Atma is Brahman, Nirguna Atma. Nirguna Atma is Nirguna Brahman. Nirguna Jiva is Atman. Nirguna Atma is Brahman. So first recognize Atman. Who is that? Atma Darshanam, Brahma Darshanam, Brahma Darshanam, Satya Darshanam. So recognize I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not really, I am Atma, Sakshi. It's called Nirguna Jiva, Atma. Once you recognize, still the world is there, infinite world is there. What is the essence of the world? Existence. That's called Brahman. Now, existence and consciousness are not different. My consciousness and existence is not different. That's also consciousness. So then, Atma, Brahma, Atma Darshanam, Brahma Darshanam. Brahma Darshanam, Satya Darshanam. That means truth is recognized. Brahman is Satya, existence. So when you recognize yourself as existence, not as a body and mind and intellect, then you are free. So this is called Aparosha Dhyana. Aparosha Dhyana is not a special knowledge. Aparosha Dhyana is to recognize myself as existence, which is unchanging, infinite, Satchidananda Swarupa all the time. It's not a new experience. Existence is there, Atma is there, Brahma is there, all our experiences. All experiences appear and disappear. But existence doesn't appear and disappear. Screen is there in all the movies. Movie appears and disappears, screen doesn't change. Anubhuti means experience. All anubhuti is, aparoksha anubhuti is a common factor. Aparoksha means I exist, then only everything can exist, experience. So we'll go to next sutra. So next sutra is sutra number 327. Now the question comes, Jiva has merged with Brahman. Okay, we accept it. Will the same Jiva come back after that? The same Jiva comes back from Brahman after deep sleep, not different Jiva. Because of work, memory, and spiritual authority and teaching. 327. So Purva Pakshi comes and makes and says, okay, I accept Brahman, Jiva has merged with Brahman. Okay, fine. Now tell me, Jiva has gone merged with Brahman. When he wakes up, also Jiva comes from Brahman, I agree. But is it same Jiva coming or something else is coming? Huh? New Jiva is coming or not? Are you clear? So what's your opinion? So when you put a drop of water into a pot, the water has mixed with the pot. So if you take out another drop, is it same drop? Is it different drop? Understand? Huh? Are you clear? So Purva Pakshi is saying, fine, it is coming, Jiva is coming back from one, but it's different Jiva is coming. There's no guarantee that once you have merged, same Jiva will come back. What's your answer for this? Is the question clear? So is same Jiva coming or different Jiva coming? Same Jiva is coming. Why? Okay. So the Purva Pakshi says, Jiva has gone to Brahman, I agree. Jiva is coming away from Mani, but different Jiva is coming. Okay. The answer is not. Okay. Let us say, basically, this is a mud pot. If I break the mud, the pot, it will go back to mud. Now, if I create another mud pot, also it's a different pot. It's not the same pot. Right? Brahman is the Karana and world is Karya. Karana, Karya. Brahman is the cause of all causes. So when the mud is the cause and pot is the effect. Mud is the Karya, mud is the Karana and pot is the Karya. Cause and effect. So Karya is broken, it breaks to Karana. Correct? Similar, Jiva is broken, merged. It goes gone to Karana, Brahman. Now it cannot come out. Something else will come out. Gold is the Karya, Karana. Necklace is the Karya. Now melt the necklace. It will go back to gold only. Then after that you make another necklace. It's not the same necklace, some other necklace. My dear sir, that doesn't happen in case of Jiva. Why? Reason number one. We are seeing Jivas going to sleep. Then next day morning, he will get up and continue the work which he was doing yesterday. He is not discontinuing. If he is a next Jiva, he will start something else. He has a continuity of work which he is doing. Second thing, his memories are intact. He will remember what he has done 10 days back, 50 days back, 1 year back.
be where you will just accept whatever memories you start.
No. Wait. That's another prakriya. Don't mix up that. So when you mix up prakriya, there's a total confusion.
What is the guarantee that the same jiva is?
We'll come to that.
Memories you can't take it as a
No, yeah, wait. Argument is over now. So memory is that past memory. Then there's a personality. When he slept as Rajkumar. When he wake up, he is Rajkumar only. He has not become Rajkumari. Okay. Then Upanishad also says that, not just because we say. Upanishad says, whatever creature like lion, tiger, boar, when they sleep and when they come up again as same only. Chandogya Upanishad 6.9.3. A tiger sleeps and when he wakes up as tiger only. When a boar sleeps, it wakes up as a boar only. So they don't change the personality when waking up. Okay. So then, if sleeping person is one and waking person is another one, then entire Upanishad and Vedas are useless. What is the point? Yesterday I told you do this puja and you'll go to heaven. The person slept. Next day morning, Rajkumar, I told you, okay, you do puja, you'll go to heaven, you'll get a good punya. So he sleeps. Next day morning, another person wakes up. Robert Anthony wakes up. So then puja is done by somebody, result will go with somebody. So the Vedas, Upanishads will become meaningless because if the personality is changing. Okay. This is where some of the teachings are there. They're especially in the what you call as Kshanika Vijnanavada in some of the sects of Buddhism. They say Atma is Kshanika. One moment Atma is there, next Atma is born, die, another Atma is born. So if another Atma is born, all the teachings are meaningless. For whom you are teaching? So there's a continuity of the person who slept and person who wake up. The same person continues in the waking, whatever the person in waking state, continues and remains in the unmanifest condition in deep sleep state. Unmanifest condition. Avyakta. How? Our computer programs are there. When I switch on, the programs will come up. When I switch off, they'll go to power down mode. The programs are there in some mode. Unmanifest condition. Okay. Then Purvapakshi says, I told you earlier, if I add a water drop to a bottle, pond, lake, to a jar of water, the drop of water has merged with the drop water. Now, if you take out, that's not same drop. How can you say same jiva will go back? Come back. Is the question clear? So the answer is jiva does not go, does not merge alone. It merges with all its ignorance. Ignorance package is still there. Upadhi is still there. Condition is still there. The condition can be removed in the waking state. Deep sleep state, all movies switched off, but whatever impressions of movie is not gone. With that, it merges with Brahman. It doesn't have to merge with Brahman. It's always in Brahman only. Right? In the waking state also, you are in Brahman only. But the movies are impressing you. The impressions have not gone. So that's where I am Brahman knowledge has not emerged. Because of that, the same jiva will come back because ignorance will be there. Adnana will be there. The real liberation will happen only when the Adnana goes. What is the Adnana? Nanu, Nanembudu, Nanalla, Ideha, Manabuddhi, Nanalla, Sachidanandatma, Shivananani, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not the intellect, I'm pure consciousness. This Jnana is required. And this Jnana has to come in the waking state. And that Jnana has to be Aparoksha Jnana. Aparoksha Jnana means you have to accept it. You have to live with that Jnana. So don't wait for an Aparoksha experience. accept that I am Brahman, I am Atma, then start your living. Your living should be according to your understanding. Then you will become Jivanmukta. So now I gave the example to start with. I am a mother. Okay, you are a mother of a child. You are a mother because you are a woman first, then mother first next. So you have to accept woman. Woman is a slightly higher entity than the mother. You have to accept I am woman first. So when you accept woman, woman is nothing but a part of the womanhood. As a womanhood, it's much larger entity. All womanhood have a motherhood. So there are many children in the world, almost all the children in the world, they are related to motherhood. So you're no longer a mother of one child. As a motherhood, you are universal. No, I am not a woman. I am a being, human being. Then you are man and woman also. No, I am a being. Then you are all living beings. And being means consciousness and existence. Existence wise, I am one with the totality of universe. I am the universe. So the question is, what do you accept yourself as? Nididhyasa means accepting yourself, higher self, not the lower self. Constantly you choose your lower self, you are in suffering. Constantly you choose your higher self, mind will expand, mind will be purified. Accept that I am Brahman, I am existence. Existence has no problems. If you start accept that, that's called Aparokshadnana. If you don't accept, it will be Parokshadnana. And acceptance comes from the clarity. Aparokshadnana is a clarity. I am the existence. Existence is infinite. Okay. So with that, we'll conclude today's session. Sit and close your eyes. Gently become aware of the breath. Today, we had an unlist of deep sleep state. In deep sleep state, Jiva enters into Brahman, merges into Brahman. Jiva goes through the nadis, goes through Puritat Nadi in the heart center and merges with Brahman. But Jiva goes to the Brahman with the ignorance, Adnana. Jiva is experiencing, there's a blissful state in deep sleep state. The bliss is because the self is experiencing itself. There's no other. But the ignorance has not gone. Again, the ignorance will start coming up. Then Jiva wakes up. In the waking state, the world is appearing, the body is appearing, mind is appearing. Jiva has forgotten its blissful nature in deep sleep state. In deep sleep state, Jiva is one with Brahman. That's the meaning of I am Atma Brahma, myself is Brahman. In the waking state, Jiva has forgotten that he is a deep sleep character. Waking state also we are in deep sleep only. We have only two states: deep sleep and dream. Waking is also a dream is also a dream. In the dream objects appear and disappear. Dream body appears and disappears. Waking dream and dreaming dream. The only state which is background state all the time is deep sleep. In fact, always I'm in deep sleep state. That's the non-dual reality, Advaita, Brahman. In deep sleep state, there's no other. All of us are also in the waking state in Brahman only. We're not able to recognize that. In deep sleep, we experience temporary mukti, liberation. But ignorance has not gone. Once we're getting Atma Dhnana, all vasanas dry up. The merger with the Atma, Paramatma happens. Remember, our true nature is deep sleep. There's no other. In the waking state, also we are in deep sleep. Again and again, going back to deep sleep state, remembering our deep sleep state is called Jagrata Sushupti. Fully aware, but fully in our restful sleep state. Thoughts are minimum, fully awake and fully aware, still in deep sleep state is called Jagrata Sushupti or Samadhi. Our real nature is deep sleep. No other, no thoughts, bliss only. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamuduchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Nanu Nanembudu Nanalla Ideha Manabuddhi Nanalla Sachidanandatma Shivananani Shivoham 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 Atmadarshanam Brahmadarshanam Brahmadarshanam Satyadarshanam Antarjyotihi Bahirjyotihi Pratyakjyotihi Paratpara Jyotireva Jyotihi Swayam Jyotihi Atma Jyotihi Shivosmiham. I am the light of the self awareness, Atma Jyoti. I am the light illuminating the world, Jagat Jyoti. I am light beyond all lights, Param Jyoti. I am the light of love, compassion, wisdom, Swayam Jyoti. Lokaha samastaha Sukino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha Sukino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha Sukino bhavantu. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Rub both of your hands. Give warmth to the eyes. Slowly open your eyes. you can see Light of Self website, YouTube channel. You can subscribe to that and you can inform your friends also. For children program, the iLead channel is there. Anybody has any questions? Was it clear to all? Yes, Ram Prakash.
A huge subject.
Huge subject.
But it was very clarity, full clarity. But when ಇದು ಪೂರ್ವಪಕ್ಷಿ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ when Jiva comes back, it would have been different Jiva. It would have been nice actually. Would have been burnt all our karmas in the day to day.
Yeah. That karma can be burnt only through Jnana.
Through Jnana, you know that. So it was a catch. It enters along with the ignorance. The Brahman comes back with the same ignorance to continuity.
Yeah.
But very chanayitu, too much chanayitu. We just thought it's just Ananda. Deep sleep means just Ananda. But there's a lot of information today.
So next class about unconsciousness, coma. What happens when a person goes to coma?
Oh, okay.
So the question is about next class, Monday, is the coma state, unconscious state. So anybody else any questions? Vaniji?
Hari Om Prabhuji.
Hari Om.
Prabhuji, Jiva wakes up, emerges from Brahman, from sleep when it wakes up. In the case of rebirth, a different body is coming, no, Prabhuji. How do we relate to that?
So that's what I'm saying. No? In the different body, see the Jiva, when it goes to Brahman, it is going with the asanas. It's going to Adnana, it's going.
So the way I understand is, Jiva is identity with the mind and body.
Correct.
So it has a different body in the next life. So it's a different identity.
See, when the Jiva enters into Brahman with a vasana.
Okay.
Vasana is I am waking up tomorrow morning in this body.
Correct.
In the death, the body is gone. So Jiva has a desire for a new body. The new body, it wakes up with a new body.
So is it the same Jiva or different Jiva? When it wakes
Same
up.
Jiva, no? Because vasanas are continuing, no?
Oh, the identity is with the vasanas, actually.
Yeah,
right?
identity is vasanas. Jiva is nothing but Brahman only.
Okay.
Wave is nothing but water only. But it has identity.
All right, Prabhuji. Thank you. Understood. Yes.
Vasanas are like Aadhaar ID number.
Yes, Aadhaar card. Is it too heavy topic today?
It was very nice, Prabhuji.
Yeah, but full clarity.
So any other questions? Are you clear?
Hari Om Guruji, Shobhana here.
Yes, Shobhana.